So the video starts out with me just doing a basic gesture drawing, and then starting to put in more of the, anatomy, the characteristics that make it Golden Cooler from Dragon Ball Super. The little head crown's probably the hardest part to do. And I started on the fins in the arms. Of course, this is sped up, so I'm gonna try to keep up with it as best I can. And then I start looking at it seriously and start adding to the anatomy. Just trying to make it stylized, make it look more, like a living creature, sort of. The thing I like about doing these first sketches is that they keep a lot of the same energy, a lot of the flow of the original. And that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm going for big dynamic energy. This is actually really more of a study on the sort of drawing style of Tradmore, who is a comic book artist that I really enjoy. He's done such works as the Luther Strode trilogy. He's done stuff for Marvel like Ghost Rider and more recently Silver Surfer. So at this point in the drawing, I'm starting to put in my blue lines, which are more of a layout for the ink. I've kind of gotten away from this now and just do like a sketch and then immediately start inking because I have a little bit more control and knowledge of what I'm doing. But for these kind of pieces, I always like to do a blue line sort of sketch to sort of flesh it out, put in a little bit more details to kind of play around with it a little bit more. So that's what you're seeing right now is me putting in all those sort of little extra accoutrements, if you will. Just trying to figure it out, and of course little adjustments here and there to make it more even and more symmetrical. So then at this point I start putting in the sort of background. It's more like just putting in like little tiles that are breaking apart. I guess really what I try to do when I draw all these sorts of things is try to capture like what a single frame in an animation cell would look like. This is just like one frame in an animation of Golden Cooler coming at you. The red is just some lighting effects, basically, just kind of lay it out beforehand for when I start coloring. And then I start inking. I use the app Procreate to do all this. I think I use the traditional pen, and lately I've been using a thicker version of that for some of my newer stuff. So I start putting in all the little details, and if you notice I jump around a lot, it's because I get really bored easily. So when I'm drawing stuff like this, I like to work on one section and then jump to another section, just to sort of, keep it fresh in my head, like never get too tired, and then I can go back to that next one with fresh eyes and start looking at it and deciding what else I have to do. There are certain sections I don't like usually I don't like doing the legs. The upper body is always a lot more fun to do. So I start putting in like little lines here and there, like on it's not really an outfit, but it's kind of like his shell, I guess to call it. His little bio armor, I think is what's actually called in Dragon Ball. Was kind of boring to do because it's just a tail. There's not really too much to it. I got a little foot hanging all the way in the back. For the muscles, it's kind of flesh, but I have these little folds in it. If you've ever seen someone who's really really jacked, they have like little tiny folds whenever they like bend or something. So that's just how skin works. So that's kind of what I was trying to do. My stuff is very stylized. I try to have a focus on anatomy, but also I don't let anatomy get in the way of trying to make something that looks cool. I guess not to the point where it looks anatomical, but and then I always like to do a little black outline just to make the character kind of stand out more. I guess that's sort of my trademark, the thick black outline. There you go, it's kind of fun to watch it go all the way around. And then I start inking the background, which is actually kind of fun to do, because you just kind of add stuff in as you go along. Backgrounds are always hard. And then that's my little, I imported that little model just to sort of get the colors right. Anything with yellow as the main color is kind of hard to do, at least in my opinion. And that's where it ends. And what I end up doing is I take it into Photoshop and finishing it up. And that's the final product. Okay, well, thank you for watching.